Ghana is on the verge of a revolution, not with protests or battles, but with unity. Imagine politicians who've been rivals for decades sitting at the same table, shaking hands and saying, "Let's fix this together." Sounds impossible, right? But what if this bold idea is exactly what Ghana needs to rise above its challenges? What if unity isn't just a dream, but the first step toward a brighter, stronger future for every Ghanaian?
This afternoon, together with my team, first to congratulate you and to commend you for your emphatic victory in the just ended general elections. It is clear from the results that you put in a lot of effort and you've been handsomely rewarded in that regard. I'm sure many Ghanaians are not aware that although we belong to different political persuasions, that we've had very good fraternal relations for many years, based on mutual respect and shared common values, and indeed also our commitment to serve our nation.
Here, we would like to take a moment to thank you for supporting us and for being a valued part of our strong community. And if you're not yet a member, we encourage you to join us and help build an even stronger community. Don't forget to subscribe to the African Web and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Together, let's get started.
Of the first pillar. The second one is the Great Transformational Plan. Your Excellency, I know that during your first term in office, you had to go to the IMF for support. Now, there's a marginal increase or a stability that comes along with being on an IMF program. So ultimately, you'll find that the numbers will start looking good. It's obvious. That's part of the whole objective of a stabilization program. But then, at the end of the program, unless there's a program of transformation, then you are likely to slide back into instability, which is what takes you to the IMF in the first place. And so, with the Great Transformational Plan, I very respectfully like to recommend a number of priorities for your consideration, which is stabilizing the macroeconomy. I know that because of our manifesto promises, there's a lot of pressure. Everything is important, but I feel that it's the macroeconomy and the economy as a whole that basically must occupy your highest consideration. Along with this, also, I would say a prioritization of the productive sectors of our economy: industry, agriculture, and then tourism. Because that speaks to the next most critical agenda for our nation, which is creating employment, particularly.
All right, imagine this. Two political heavyweights sitting at the same table. Alan Kyerematen, a man with bold ideas for Ghana's future, and Mahama, a seasoned leader who knows how to navigate the stormy seas of governance. These two aren't exactly best friends. They come from opposing sides of Ghana's political spectrum. But here they are talking, not arguing, not trading jabs, but discussing how to work together. What brought them here? It's simple. Ghana is in trouble. The economy is wobbling, political divisions are tearing the country apart, and people are tired. Tired of promises that don't deliver, tired of leaders who only look out for their own interests. This meeting wasn't just a polite chat over coffee. It was a big deal because they were discussing something almost unheard of in Ghana's politics: unity.
Facing lack of employment, and I think when we vote for the best governments, all these problems will just vanish.
I hope all the politicians, they will deliver on their promises when voted for. For instance, like creation of jobs and improving the facilities in the country.
I want the person to help us to go to school. Yeah, I'm staying in the house because of money to pay my school fees and a whole lot of things. So I have to vote for the right person, someone who can bring us job so that we can do anything.
Let's zoom in on everyday life in Ghana. Picture a typical day in a bustling market in Accra or Kumasi. The air is alive with energy. Vendors calling out prices, the smell of fresh produce, the chatter of buyers haggling over goods. On the surface, it looks vibrant and lively. But underneath all that hustle and bustle is a deep frustration. For years, the average Ghanaian has been stuck in the same cycle. Jobs are hard to come by, prices keep rising, and opportunities seem reserved for a select few. Young people graduate full of hope, only to find themselves unemployed or underemployed. Families work hard, but still struggle to make ends meet.
In respect of the first, Your Excellency, I'm sure you're all aware that our country has been seriously divided for many years because of partisanship. And unfortunately, this is robbing all of us of the benefits of our democratic credentials, which we've nurtured over so many years. And I think this ought to change. Secondly, this whole winner takes all syndrome, which has been associated with partisanship, I think is also not helping our country, because we don't have the benefit of harvesting and mobilizing the collective talent of all Ghanaians. And we should not be divided in that regard by our different political ideologies. I think that also needs to change. Thirdly, also, the lack of continuity of government projects, which again is the result of this partisanship, has also cost our nation quite a bit of money. And I think that also has to change. So I would really like, very respectfully, you to consider this whole development paradigm of how you build a government of national unity, which obviously then means that you bring together people from different political persuasions, big and small, people from other stakeholder groupings, because I think they also represent, indeed, in fact, they represent the majority of the people. So they must have a voice also in government. So that's in respect of the first pillar. The second one is the Great Transformational Plan. Your Excellency, I know that during your first term in office, you had to go to the IMF for support. Now,
this is where Alan Kyerematen's vision comes in. His idea of a government of national unity isn't just an abstract concept, it's supported by a concrete plan. At the heart of this vision is the Great Transformational Plan, GTP, a bold blueprint for rebuilding Ghana piece by piece. The GTP focuses on 3 pillars: economic stability, job creation, and infrastructure development. It emphasizes smarter spending, reducing waste, and investing in sectors that directly benefit the people. Job creation under the GTP isn't just about numbers. It's about creating meaningful jobs in industries like technology, manufacturing, and renewable energy. And when it comes to infrastructure, imagine roads that connect even the most remote villages, schools equipped with the latest technology, and hospitals that provide quality care.
Also, I think, is the issue of corruption, which you've spoken about, and which robs us as a country of so much resources that we can channel into development.
But none of this can happen without addressing Ghana's financial challenges. Rising debt, inflation, and a reliance on imports have left the economy in a precarious state. The solution lies in smarter financial management, cutting unnecessary spending, renegotiating debt, and focusing on empowering small and medium enterprises, SMEs.
Like I said, the easy part is over, which is the campaign and the election. The difficult part now begins. And as our traditionally say, many heads are better than one. And you've properly analyzed the challenge of our democracy, and that is that we cannot harness all the human resource we have to be able to move the country in the direction that we want to go. At any one time, the party that wins and its supporters and functionaries are rowing in one direction, and another part of the country is wishing that that party fails so that they can have the opportunity at the next election to be able to come into government, and to create a situation where all of us, or the majority of us, are rowing in the same direction. Then it means that the canoe in which we are will just continue to be in the same place, or even if it moves forward, it will not move at an optimal speed that guarantees prosperity and dignity for all our people. Since 1992, we have implemented the Fourth Republican Democracy under the 1992 Constitution, and I believe that it is based on multi-party democracy, and so the strength and health of political parties is at the core of our democracy. And so one would, even though we're opponents, wish that, you know, the parties that are on the other side of the divide are healthy, and that, you know, they also have their democratic systems working, and that they contribute their quota on whichever side of the divide, government or opposition, they contribute their quota to national development. So we can't be happy with the current situation in the NPP, and I hope that they'll quickly recover from this dramatic loss that they have suffered, and then put their act together. We could see it coming, and I've been in politics long enough to realize that there was something wrong in the NPP. I remember clearly, and some people have played it over again, our friend Mustafa Hamid, who was advising me at the time that if you reach a stage where you cannot be advised, then there's something wrong, wallahi. I think that unfortunately he didn't have that same advice for the leadership of his party, because I mean it got to a point where democracy in the NPP really, you know, was not what we've been used to and what we all know.
So what's the big picture? What does a united, transformed Ghana look like? Imagine a Ghana where young people don't dream of leaving, but of building something extraordinary. A Ghana where communities, rural and urban, thrive together. Unity, bold leadership, and a shared vision could turn Ghana into a beacon of hope for Africa. But it won't happen by accident. It takes effort, commitment, and most importantly, belief. Belief that change is possible and that everyone has a role to play. Because at the end of the day, Ghana's future isn't just in the hands of its leaders, it's in your hands too. Do you think unity within leadership can fix these issues? What might happen if all leaders focused on local interests more than personal ones? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the African Web for more insightful content.